Hello and welcome back to another Warlords of Draenor video. So we got a new patch to the alpha client, which means that a whole new bunch of stuff has been data mined, and this time we have a whole bunch of new weapons. Now I know that I've already sort of done a weapons video on the channel yesterday, but these are different and these are awesome, and that's why I'm showing them. So first of all, with the awesome things, let's talk about this giant axe slash mace thingy. Holy crap! Right, this is one of my favorite weapon models so far. Of course, it is absolutely absurdly large. I mean, you have to be a very large Tauren to wield this properly, I guess, but just look at the thing. There's a lot going on there, but everything that is going on with that weapon model makes sense. I love the symmetry between those, the horns and then the metal at the back, and if you tilt your head to the right, you can see that it actually forms a jaw shape with teeth, which is very cool. So I'm certainly quite a fan of that. And I don't really know what that thing in the middle is, but it seems like it's kind of spiky and rolled together, and it's got this, well, I'm going to say a glow. It's not really a bright, say, Warrior Tier 15 style or 16 style glow, but whatever it is, I think it's really cool. This is a fantastic piece of armor, in my opinion, or fantastic weapon, in my opinion. Really cool, so very happy to see that. I was, just at 1 or 2 points, a tad worried about some of the gear that we've seen. This, though, does appear to be... It looks like it would be raid gear, at least. I don't know exactly if it will or won't be. Anyway, next, we have another extremely badass weapon. This time it's a sword. And, well, I love this crystalline style thing. I think anyone who's watched my videos before will know this. I think the little thingy that's, sort of hanging off the pommel is quite cool. Just from an aesthetic perspective, I like that. I like the red. I think the red is a really good splash of color which contrasts the rest of the piece well. And... you know, there have been times when armor's been a little bit washed out. I think this one has got enough color to pull it off, though it certainly is no Muramasa, just as an example. Overall, though, it's really cool. I love the serrated crystal style because, well, if you've ever seen, like, real-life obsidian or anything like that, or just, you know, a crystal that's been smashed, really sharp, really jagged, very sort of good at cutting, and that aesthetic just transforms itself onto a sword really well. Then I also love this kind of like big shot of energy that's in the middle of it that you can see. It kind of goes up to the very top of the sword and where there's that like circly swirly thing. That looks really cool as well. I like that kind of dash of color. And then just above the hand, that kind of crossguard area is something that appeals to me quite a lot as well. Overall, really, really happy with that weapon. Okay, so next we have a staff. And, well, a few staffs, a few different recolors of it. This appears to be a raid staff based just by the fact that it's a little bit more extravagant than some of the other ones that we've seen. And I think it looks really, really damn cool. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any 3D models of this stuff. I did have a look at some of the various Warcraft databases, but the only people that had stuff on these were the clever people at MMO Champions. So these are screenshots, which means that unfortunately... no real way to see if they are animated, but I think that those little, like shards at the top would probably be animated based on some of the other weapons that we've seen. Overall, though, that is a really, really cool staff, and I like it a lot. Okay, so next we're moving on to some shields. Now, these shields actually work pretty well for me. I think they're nice. I like that kind of splash of color in the middle. Overall, they're pretty damn solid. Okay, so next we have a cleaver. This is probably not a raid one. Well, it might be, I'm not particularly sure, but it's a little bit different from some of the ones that I covered previously. I think, once again, it's really nice. I love the crystalline style of weapons, especially in some of the other colors. I think the blue ones look really nice and vibrant. Once again, it's that splash of color that's there in the blue one. I really think that looks well. And then if you just look at the blade itself, I like how it looks like it's just been kind of handmade, and well, obviously it's been handmade, but... there's this thing that people do with obsidian to make an obsidian knife where they bash the obsidian, and that kind of pattern on the blade there is what that sort of creates. I think that looks really nice. So, very cool weapon. Now, next we have, yes, this fist weapon. This is a really badass fist weapon. I'm just really pleased by these bits of these weapons. This thing looks fantastic. First of all, nice big kind of guard there for the hand. I think that's great. But then also, look at those 3 blades. They're long, they're spiky. I just think they look damn well. And I especially like the one that is red and silver. It looks very Hordish, so absolutely something that I'm pretty cool with. Now, next we have these. I believe they're Arakoa. Oh, well, quite obviously, like, they're kind of talon-shaped. They've got the feathers and that kind of thing. And we have seen some other Arakoa weapons before, but there's something about these, it's funny, they nearly look like they're a piece of 2D art. Now they're not, these are 3D models in the game, but I just love how that looks, I really do. And this is the flow of the piece in general. I think its lines are all very good. There's lots of curvature there, very slicey, very much inspired by the talon or the beak. That seems to be where a lot of the inspiration for the Arakoa style sets have came from. So overall, those Arakoa bits are looking really damn cool. Okay, so next we have some one-handed swords. And these actually look a little bit more like something from traditional Warcraft, especially that first one. You know what, they don't look crazy amazing or anything, but I think they're pretty cool. Another thing that I do like, though, is that there seems to be a form of progression from item to item. You can see them getting a little bit more extravagant as you go on. So what do I think this is? Well, I think this might be blacksmithing. Because they're making these crafting professions more of a crafting thing again. And then, you know, it's less like raid utility, more to do with crafting. So perhaps blacksmiths are going to be able to craft themselves weapons to use. And this certainly looks like there's a bit of an upgrade system going there. Now, I know that with the actual armor sets that blacksmiths will be able to make, I think first of all they make this Draenic steel, and then they're able to turn that into hardened Draenic steel, and then they turn that into a peerless Draenic steel set. So perhaps there's a similar thing going on there with weapons, and it would carry a similar kind of, like, this visual upgrade level. I think that really does look pretty damn fantastic. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the matter. What do you think about these sets? I'd love to know, so do let me know in the comments. It seems like a lot of people have been pretty positive about quite a few sets, a little bit worried about some others, but overall it's looking quite good in terms of armor and weapons. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.